Hi there everybody, welcome to a game that a lot of people have been highly anticipating. It's the old classic love-hate relationship, the classic English rivalry between myself and the very well-respected, well-renowned Cardlinger in the International Twilight Struggle League. So we are going to be the Soviet Union this time around, and having a first glance at this hand, I see no reason to do anything other than the standard setup with 1 into Austria. So that's what we'll do. And of course we need to keep an eye on the clock, because it's the new 1 hour rule, so we can't have our personal clock go beyond 30 minutes, otherwise it's game over for us. So he's going to do his setup. So let's have a look at the hands, maybe think about what we want to headline. So CIA created at this stage in the game isn't, as potentially as devastating as it is in the mid-war when it can be combined with I just want to get rid of those that background music, because I think that last time was the thing that was causing the audio problem. So so like I was saying, CIA created, hopefully we can get rid of it fairly early on. Suez is nice, de Gaulle's nice, Fidel's nice, special relationship isn't the end of the world at this stage. I think headline wise we're going to be looking possibly at the Cambridge 5, see if we can jump ship into somewhere. Where exactly we are about to find out, but let's go for that. Okay, so he plays Middle East. He gets an easy 4 points out of that. Unfortunately, we didn't have NASA, so we couldn't really do anything to counter that. Right, and he shows us Asia. So straight away, I'm thinking, sort of Southeast Asia. Also, the fact that we have the China card means that, maybe we should just, flood Thailand maybe with lots of lovely communist influence, or maybe we should go around it. I'm not sure. South Korea we can walk into anyway. Indo-Pakistani war means that if he goes into Western Asia, which he probably will do, then we have a chance of flipping him out of there. So I very much like the idea of jumping ship into Thailand. So we'll take Middle East on the chin. He gets 4 points from that. But let's go straight ahead with Thailand. Then we'll take Laos to give ourselves domination and walk into South Korea. So, if he now decides to coup Thailand, the odds really aren't in his favour, even if he has quite a large ops card, and even if he is successful, we can just sort of counter-coup it again with the DEFCON being at 5. So we'll see how he responds to that information. I don't know if anybody saw the first game that I uploaded against Tropical Marx, the Spanish player. Despite having a slightly lower rank than I do, I think he played quite well. I just think he got very, very unlucky with some of the cards and the timing in certain situations. There was a very brutal Europe scoring defectors, because I was the USSR, and he defected me when I played Europe scoring in the headline, which I think really sort of finished him off, because it was the only region at that time where he was ahead with any points. Okay, so here comes Formosan. He goes for Cambodia. Isn't very lucky, unfortunately, for him. Right, so I think in that case we'll play Suez. Say, is that a good idea though? In fact, no. Let's so a slightly more stable non-battleground is Malaysia, and then keep walking into South Korea. I'm just thinking, you know, if we leave Thailand at 4 and he coups it, he could potentially kick us out of the region altogether, which it's not likely, but he could do it. Obviously, we don't know what kind of ops that he has in this hand. You know, given that he just played a 2 ops card to coup, makes me think maybe not great, but we'll have to see how it is. Oh, so he has a 4 ops. So he's spreading out his influence. Right. In that case, taking South Korea wouldn't give us domination, so let's coup Indonesia when we're guaranteed to succeed. That's not what we want, but luckily we didn't use a 2 ops card, otherwise we still would have, it still would have been even then. He might go back and try to coup it again. Yep. Rolls a 3. So what is the number count? It's his 4 to our 3. Okay, so I think we need to maybe counteract that. So we need a 3 or above to keep this going. Okay, so not ideal. Okay, so we'll still get a point. It's pretty unlucky on our part, but never mind. Right, so let's try and get ahead on the space race track, which we do. Lovely. Oops. That's what I like about playing against Cardlinger. He's very sympathetic towards your problems that you encounter. At the end of the day, we can't spend the whole game cooing Indonesia, so he protects Panama. And this is our last round, so I think we'll use... What can we go for? Get a special relationship, get that out of the way. Oh, he's very right there. I don't know how many people have played against the AI, but they just seem to spend all of their turns just cooing random Southeast Asian countries. Yeah, it's an experience. So he puts the extra influence into Canada, so he might be preparing for some sort of NORAD related play, I don't know. And there's containment, so we won't be seeing that until at least turn 3. That's what we got here. So again, I'm thinking, have we seen defectors? Because trying to try my luck in that department on 2 occasions. I mean, we could potentially try to coup Italy, but you know, the 2 France cards, the Suez and de Gaulle, have gone. That would have been a really nice combo actually, to play maybe de Gaulle and then walk into France with duck and cover, so we don't have to worry about him realigning us. He does have defectors. There's a chance that he has it. What can we do here to attack? To remove his domination in Europe? I don't really see anything. We can't attack France. We don't have socialist governments. Like I say, we can coup Italy, but if we rolled I think we'd need to roll a 6 there to take control. Yeah, so maybe try and be cheeky again. Try our luck with this. If we lose it, we lose it. But you know, it's worth a shot. Oh, look at that! He does it again. Oh my god, that's becoming another signature move of mine. It's happened twice. It's happened 2 games in a row now. But, yeah, I mean, I think in a situation like that where you know you, as the Soviets, you've got a scoring card that obviously doesn't favour you, but you can't do anything about if you follow what I mean. The best thing to do is pray that the Americans have defectors, especially in the early war, because they will be tempted to play it because of the sheer number of nasty Soviet cards. And as you can see there, it pays off more often than it doesn't sometimes. So, right, so get rid of duck and cover. I want to protect Thailand as well from any China card related nonsense. Let's go for an Iran coup. Still has to repair it, but it's not ideal. Yeah. So he's queuing again. So he goes for Iraq, I'm guessing. Yeah. Oh, and it fails, unfortunately for him. Right. So if we can threaten Pakistan by moving into Iran. We'll take Lebanon to secure Middle Eastern presence, and then I think Indonesia just to secure that country count from him. There's Comic-Con, so we'll get some extra points from in case we get D-Style, which I hope we do. As you said, we haven't seen Independent Reds yet. No, there aren't actually any cards in the discard pile. So we'll just bulk up Austria, the 2 battlegrounds, and Finland. Okay, so he moves back into Iran. He still has China. Question is, do I play Indo-Pakistani War now? But if I play it now, then he'd just be able to flip it back with a China card. Let's not do that for the time being. Let's use Vietnam and sort of force him to take Iran there. You know, we've finally got some Middle Eastern battleground presence. There's no red. Goes into Egypt. Yep. So yeah, we'll take Saudi Arabia. Just keep the Middle Eastern battleground count up. And then I guess North Korea to prevent any China card related plays. And how many turns? We've still got 2 rounds left of this game. Of this turn even. Okay, so he spaces Arab Israeli and he hits it. So could sort of force his hand there and, you know, force him to move into India and then potentially flip it. I don't know. So there's Truman, so he just repairs it. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. Right, let's double check then. I think it's very dangerous on turn 3 after the reshuffle when the opponent knows that you have CIA. So we'll just double check, make 100% sure there is no Soviet influence in any Third World battlegrounds, which there isn't. So let's get this out of the way. We can play that freely at the moment. And depending on what he does, it'll either be India or Laos, Cambodia. Probably India, given the fact that he knows we have the card now, yeah, so we'll follow into there, if you get me. So yeah, thoughts so far, the dice haven't been that kind to us, apart from the space race. However, that defect has really saved us some aggro. Oh, here comes China, so we'll probably take India, and then go into Burma as well to protect himself against the war card. So unfortunately he has Red Scare, which you never want to see. What have we got? We've got Captured Nazi, which is nice. If we can get ahead, maybe with, I guess, US-Japan, then we could potentially score 2 points from Man in Space as well with Captured Nazi, so that would be nice. Romanian, I'm not really interested in because we haven't seen Independent Reds. And for D-Star, we've got Austria and Finland anyway that we can take influence from. Truman's not a big deal. Indo-Pakistani War probably going to be our headline because it doesn't. We can only play it on India, and the success rate is only 1 in 6. So if it gets defected again, it's not that much of an issue. I'm guessing he'll play Red Scare here. I hope he doesn't. I hope he has something else that he wants to play because, as you all know, I don't like being Red Scared, but we'll see how it goes. We'll hold 5-year plan because obviously it's useful for getting rid of nasty scoring cards, like Europe in this case. So what must he have? He must have NASA, he must have Red Scare, he must have socialist governments. Oh, there he is. He must have, what else haven't we seen? Just trying to think. We saw all the scoring cards. He must have decol as well. We've not seen that. Okay, so that doesn't work. Right, so we'll just go for a crazy Hail Mary chance on Panama. Oh wow! So we kick him out completely in Panama. Yeah, sticking to what they know. Yeah, so we got pretty lucky there. So Panama's now potentially another D-style target. He's moving out in Africa because he knows that we have D-style. So let's do that now. I think we'll just go Austria and Finland. I don't see any reason to take it from anywhere else. We'll go Zaire, Panama, Venezuela, Chile. That looks pretty good to me. And now I think we can play Truman with no impact because we've removed all the influence, so it's just a free 1-ops card essentially. So yeah, we'll be spacing US-Japan again, then potentially trying for... Please don't do this. There we go, we get ahead. Right, so yeah, so let's get rid of Truman. Grab Venezuela, just to make the odds slightly more in our favour. So yeah, CIA's gone, Truman's gone, so 2 fairly potentially game-changing American cards that we've managed to get rid of fairly impactlessly, if that's even a word. So where's he going? Still Venezuela. That's fine by me. Keep doing that. Right, and then we'll move out into Brazil. then we'll try and space Japan after this. And then we're pretty susceptible to the voice of America as it stands, so I'm tempted to play the China card just to spread out a little bit in the Americas. See how it goes. Here's blockade, so he'll get rid of socialist governments. Yep. I know he's still going for it. Okay. Come on, Japan. Come on. Right. And then with China, I'm guessing one Brazil, one Venezuela, one... God, neither of us are doing very well on the space race track here. Yeah, so let's go one Venezuela because of the Panama Canal card, one Brazil, and then I guess an extra one into Zaire just to prevent him from doing anything crazy there. So he must have NASA now. I think that's the only card we've not seen, which should give us Middle East domination back. But obviously then, you know, Sadat's going to come out in the next round, so he'll probably go into Libya with this, I'd have thought. Yeah. So coup targets straight away Angola. So yeah, so pretty eventful mid-war. It didn't really tilt in either direction. You know, Europe's on his side, but the Middle East and Asia sort of stayed fairly neutral for the time being. Right then, let's have a look at this hand. So what have we got? Lone Gunman we won't be playing that for the event. We'll be keeping that in the deck because we want that to be a problem for him, hopefully at some point in the future. Central America, given that we can't access it at this point, I'm looking at playing that sort of ASAP. Cuban Missile Crisis is nice. We'll be keeping 5-year plan. Space-wise, I don't know. I think again to try and get to that man in space point, might even try it with Latin American death squads, even though it's not a dangerous card. I don't want to risk Missile Envy in case he has We Will Bury You. You know, if he plays Grain Sales or something like that, and then he gives us We Will Bury You, then that's the game. So headline-wise, I think we'll go for a slightly different flavour and try Mr. Willy Brandt and break his European domination. So it's just, you know, it's another influence point that he's got to spend there when he could spend it elsewhere. So let's see what he plays. So he plays Grain Sales, so that's good news for us. Only grabs Central America scoring, which is a little bit unfortunate for him. Obviously, you know, if he decided to queue with that and then we played Missile Envy and he gave us We Will Bury You, then it would have been quite a short game. So it's good. It's a good job we didn't do that. He might even give me that back and decide to queue. I'm not sure, but we'll see how it goes. Zaire is the sort of obvious target if he does decide to use it. Yep, and he's successful. There we go. So we break West Germany. He now knows we have Central America, so before he can move out, I'm just going to play that because, you know, we have no way of getting in there at the moment. If he decides to space Wheelberry at some point, then we could try a look with Missile Envy. Just depends how lucky we're feeling. So there's Asia scoring, which is even. Right, so what can we do? So we can, I don't know. Yeah, let's go for Cuba. So we'll push West Germany a little bit to make it a bit more expensive. And then to protect ourselves in South America, we'll just take Chile so he can't knock us out of that region with the voice of America, should he have it. How I learned, so I might just go back to West Germany. Yep. Okay, so he gets his European domination back. Right, so with Missile Envy, I think the obvious thing is to grab Argentina. So we now have South American control. Yeah, I think I agree with a lot of people when they say that South America is the easiest region to control. You literally need, one influence in each part of it, and there's only 4 battlegrounds as well, so they're fairly easy to grab with something like D-Storm. Okay, so he spaces Fidel, and he's successful. So I'm going to take a bit of a risk here because I want those points. Oh, come on. It's ridiculous. So he's now going to go ahead and get that, obviously. Yeah, what a surprise. Not him, but game. That's ridiculous. We failed that animal in space roll, I think, about 3 times now, which is just ridiculous. But in fact, I really misplayed that. I should have played Captured Nazi first and then space, but I don't know. I'm not thinking. Silly on my part. Right, so I suppose the problem for him, if he doesn't have any access cards, which we don't have either, then it's like a case at the moment of attrition. Like what do I actually do here? But so there's Allende, so it'll bulk up Chile for us, which is nice. Yeah, so we now have 5 in there. Put Lone Gunman back into the deck, protect Thailand a little bit, and grab Laos Cambodia, just in case of any pesky rush wars. There's nuclear subs. And he goes for South Africa. Right, so I'm guessing after this he'll go into the Saharan States and Cameroon. We've only got 1 from this. I guess overprotect South Korea in case he has Usuri River Skirmish. Yes, for Summit. Yeah, thought so. So it'd be nice to see Che if he's knocking about anywhere. And we're on to Mr. Kennedy. So what do we have here? Oh dear. Yeah, I think Brezhnev is the obvious headline here. So we could potentially... no, because I don't want to do that either. Yes, we'll space Voice of America, and then OAS founded we can deal with anyway because we now have 2 points from that. Liberation's nice. Panama isn't a huge deal. I don't actually want to play One Small Step because last thing I need, because I don't want to not be able to space nasty 2-up cards like Grain Sales and Voice of America. Where's he going with this? Go on, fail, fail, fail. Oh, come on! It's ridiculous. Right, so we need to go on the offensive then. So we need some African presence. That'll give us access to Nigeria as well. Or if we get ahead on the space race track, I could go back on what I just said and potentially grab 3 easy points. I don't know. See how it goes. So he does have Che. Okay, so we get 4 points from it instead of the normal 3. So the only place we can go for is Costa Rica. Oh wow! Okay, so that's firmly communist. It's not very often that you see Costa Rica fall to the Ruskies. Right, so he's making a dash for Nigeria, which we can't have under any circumstances. Overtake Brazil, and where else can we go? I guess move into Israel. I suppose with Sadat as well, we could play the event first and then break Egypt again to make it easier for Muslim revolution. I don't know. Oh dear, where's this going? Oh, he's actually putting it into Israel. Okay. So if that doesn't scream, I've got. So let's go on the offensive then. So let's use liberation theology. If that doesn't scream, I've got Camp David. I don't know what does, but. Yeah, so it's fairly obvious that he has the Camp David card from that. I'm just trying to work out in my head, is it worth going for those 3 space race points when I could potentially be putting myself in a lot of danger later on in the game? Okay, so he's going for Egypt anyway. In that case, let's do the event first and break Libya. So that way, if Muslim revolution comes along, we can take it from there. Not quite sure I follow that play either, because he has just potentially wasted quite a few ops going into Egypt when Sadat's flipped it anyway, but I'm sure he has his reasons. Eastern European. So he takes Libya back, so he now dominates there. So if we take Syria, that takes away his domination, and then move into Israel. And he's got that. So we'll space now. Hey, we go ahead. And then the damage he does with OAS we can just repair. Israel with that to prevent it from... I know he's played the card, what am I talking about? He can't play it for the event. Okay, so get that out of the deck. He may go for Argentina or he may go for Uruguay. Have to see what he does. Yeah, it goes for Argentina, so we'll just repair that. Jolly good. Yeah, so at least a few nasty low-op American cards are removed from the game now. Middle East I'm not too worried about because Muslim Revolution is going to help us at some point. Africa's a bit of a concern, and as is Europe. And he takes the China card back. Okay. Doesn't fancy spacing. So we get 2 points from military ops. And we move on to turn 6, where things are still pretty even. So what we got here. Right. So, not the most amazing of hands. We've got ABM, which is nice, and we're going to 5-year plan one of these scoring regions. I guess it all just depends which one. So, we're spacing colonial rearguards, definitely. Special relationship is not an issue. I think Europe's 5, and if Middle East fails for whatever reason, then that's 4, so we'll give him that over Europe. Again, headline-wise, it's just the problem. I suppose we headline ABM. Make a dash for, I don't know, maybe somewhere in Africa or Libya, maybe. Containment, okay, so he plays that fairly late on. And we're going to see a lot of American ops this term. So let's try and get a big round, and of course we roll a 1. Woohoo! Right, so let's sacrifice the coup. This obviously is a game about victory points. So you know we're surrendering 1 from that, and then we're going to 5-year plan Europe later on. Yeah, but it happens. So he gets pretty unlucky as well. Good job we overprotected Brazil as well, otherwise that could have looked a lot different. Right, so he hasn't got NATO in effect, has he? So I'm not too worried about special relationship. So let's do that, and then we'll just put them both back into Brazil to save him, you know, breaking it or... Yeah, so France is looking increasingly anti-de Gaulleable, if that's even a word. Oh, nice, we get some Southeast Asia points. I forgot about that, actually. So try Warsaw. So we'll go for the realignment play. And it also gives us domination, so, you know, we've got 2 battlegrounds. And obviously he'll have to prioritise Colombia to protect himself. Surrey River Skirmish we can sort of, I think we can defend off against anyway, it's not a huge deal. And we haven't seen, I don't think we've seen NORAD anywhere yet. Have we seen it? I think if I had it I'd have played it, so no, we'll take the risk on. We need to start getting a bit more aggressive, I think. Yeah, we're actually getting a country for once. Yeah, just keep being aggressive, keep wasting turns, making him respond to things. Okay, so that's just going to go ridiculously in his favour. Yeah. So stuff that. Right, so we'll try and space this. And we succeed. So if he doesn't go ahead now, we get to see his headline next turn, which is nice. We'll buy the bullet with Usuri. You know, it's repairable, I think. You know, I'm guessing he'll just go into the Koreas, or I don't know, maybe move into Japan, try and flip Life's Cambodia. But that's another nice card to get out of the way. Yep. Okay, so overprotect Thailand and overprotect our loyal allies in Kim's North Korea. So yeah, there's a nice big bunch now of American events that aren't very nice that we've managed to sort of get out of the way. So here's Vietnam, which interestingly goes for Taiwan, so that makes me think that he's going to try and play Formosan at some point. So let's get rid of Europe. And then I think we will try... Yeah, let's take Libya, even things up in the Middle East. And there's Cover de la Duc, so he goes for Uruguay, and he doesn't quite take it, but he does get some influence in there. So Africa's going to come out, so we need to focus on that. Finally, an alright looking hand. Right. So, question is, again, what do we headline? Brushwater's looking nice. Obviously, the question is where. 50-50 chance on Italy, 50-50 chance on Venezuela, which is yet to be scored. We can coup Angola. Muslim Revolution is really nice, so we can break Iran and Egypt as well, and maybe flip the Middle East in our favour. JFK will be playing towards the end. With Alliance, we, might break Panama at the start, just to give him 1 point from it. Kitchen debates is what it is. We'll have to take that on the chin. Bear trap, I think we'll try to space as early as possible to give us the best chance of getting those 3 victory points. But again, there hasn't been a reshuffle yet. But yeah, I think Brush War is the best option here for a headline. And I think we go Venezuela. And pray to the dice gods that we see a change in fortune. Here. So he goes for Africa. Is it 6? He can. Do I go for Italy or do I go for Venezuela? That's the question. The thing is, I think even if I hit Algeria, he'll still dominate Africa anyway. So I think we'll accept that that's our one, effed up region. Seen as this scoring card. Come on. Oh, come on. I just can't seem to catch a break. Haven't won a single or very few rolls. Right. Let's use this. Q Panama, but it'll probably be a 1. Oh no, we actually get in there. Wow. So he only gets a point from that, which is preferable to 2, obviously. So he needs to repair that now. try and play our men into Ran as soon as possible, given the reshuffle's coming in, so it might not have as big of an impact on the later stages of the game as we think. Yeah, so definitely spacing Bear Trap, Flower Power using for ops, Salty using for ops, Muslim Revolution playing for the event, and JFK were playing towards the end, and Kitchen Debates we can actually play freely now. So, okay, there's U2, so we'll probably go back into Panama. Right. Oh no, he doesn't. Right, so we need a big strong coup on Uruguay here. Come on. Oh, what? Oh, I'm getting annoyed. I just give me a break. Like, just anything else than a fucking failure every time. Come on. It's ridiculous. Like from the law of averages, like the chances of that happening are just incredibly low. You know. Yeah, this is when all the bullshit starts happening. Well, if he wants to go into Libya, he can be my guest because we've got Muslim Revolution. So, what should be another one? Hey, finally we get one. Right, we do need to start breaking. I think it ran as well though. How many points did we get from OPEC? Was it 2? Yeah. Makes me think he must have a fairly tricky hand, so I think we'll leave us not, as late as possible. We can't prevent our man in Tehran, so there's Korea. Okay. Which we missed, but we still get Milops from it. Right, yeah, let's get this out of the way. There we go, reshuffle. So whatever these are, we're not going to see them for some time. So yeah, so if we just break Iran, then we can play Muslim Revolution on Libya and Iran, yeah. I like that, and then that flips the Middle East in our favour. Oh dear. Alright, so I think after this we'll try for space. Come on. Oh yes, like it. So another piece of good news as well is we're not going to see Bear Trap for the rest of the game, because that goes in the new discard pile, and there's Quagmire as well. So we need to be careful of what do you call it? NORAD as well. That's going to stay in effect, unfortunately. Try a Cameroon coup, why not? Just protect Nigeria a little bit. And then, given that, have we seen Lone Gunman? Yes, I played it, didn't I? I think at well, I didn't play it for the event, but I got rid of it. Yeah, we'll play Muslim Revolution, and then so there's De Gaulle, so he needs to repair France and probably have protect it as well. I'd have thought. Yes, for Libya. Okay, you keep doing that. It's about to turn horribly communist, as is Iran. There we go. Nice. John Paul before Warsaw gets triggered. That's interesting as well. And we are back to even Stevens with the score, with the victory point score. What do we have here then? Oh, nice. So obvious play here is Junta into Panama and then Central America, regardless of the outcome. We have defectors as well, so we know we can't be defected. Again, only issue with this hand is the Voice of America. We now can't actually, we can't space that. Oh, I don't believe it. Again. Come on, big number. Of course. Why not? So what do we get from that? 5. So let's do that before we can take it back. So I was going to say we could try and space Ask Not to, discard the Voice of America, but obviously because we get Red Scared, doesn't seem to want to happen. So 3 spaces that, and that doesn't succeed. Could try to coup Sudan, I suppose, try and take away his African domination. I mean, better than giving it him, I suppose. Libya is quite prone to brush war. Of course! What is the point? Right then. So we'll grab Panama then. Take advantage of him not taking that back. Try another coup on Sudan, I suppose, with defectors. We're going to have to play JFK now. We don't really have a choice about it. If I were him and I were in that position with the colonial rearguards, I'd have just, sort of spam them all into Africa, into the one African stability countries. Don't know what the Southeast Asia. Oh, I understand them going into Thailand, obviously, because he can potentially flip it. I'm not sure what the Southeast, the Indonesia and Laos play was about, but I don't know. I'm sure he has his reasons. Marshall Plan. So is he gonna? Yeah. Okay. 6-3. Let's just forget about it. So you must have Warsaw Pact. So that fails, luckily for us. Yeah, I'll have some of that. Let's try. I don't know. Iraq. Oh, nice. So we hit that as well. So now firmly in the red again. Just want to stay away from that dreaded war games territory, So I imagine he must have Warsaw Pact if he's playing so aggressively into Poland. Do need to move out into Czechoslovakia then, just to protect East Germany from any realignments in case he does take it. There's nuclear subs, so it protects things. In that case, let's march back into Poland then. Let's not make things easy for him. Suez? Okay. Oh, I see what he's doing, yeah. So definitely France, and yeah, Israel. So it's just repair. Do like the older music on this, so I have to say. Right, let's get JFK out of the way, see what he's got, see if he wants to get rid of anything. South Africa, oh dear. Yeah, but we couldn't really do anything about that, so and we'll just keep marching on Poland. Like I say, we've not seen Warsaw Pact, so I don't know why he... And he obviously didn't have it then because we just saw what was in his hand, so I'm not sure why he's going for that, but you never know. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. So what, is he just trying his luck with this then, or... Okay, so he's... Oh, is he like cleansing... Oh, oof. Oof, that was... could have been potentially quite bad for him. Okay, what have we got here then? We've got Fidel, which is nice. It'll give us Central American control. Duck and cover, which I think will be spacing. AWACS, we can just repair the Middle East. Yeah, I think we'll go for Fidel. Oh, of course. It's potentially the game. Oh, falling into his lap like each opportunity. Right. So that still needs to be scored then. I hate Chernobyl. So we've now got to hope and pray that he doesn't have Europe scoring, which, given my luck so far, he probably does. So we go for the coup. We don't have any other choice, so we can't do anything in Europe. Oh, I'm about ready to punch the screen. The amount of failed coups we've had just from ones is absolutely ridiculous and unprecedented. Okay, so at least we can get rid of Voice of America if we survive that long. So he spaces as well, going for the point. Yeah, and he does get ahead. Right. So AWACS we can live with. What can we do with the other one? Let's go threaten Japan. I mean, why not? I'm just running out of options, but I might keep breaking Algeria. That might be an option. Desperately need Warsaw Pact. So he's going for East Germany. Right, let's use this. Break Algeria. Again, I'm not sure what the Southeast Asia play is all about there, but aha. So he's not in Lebanon, so that's not a problem. So we'll move it for Israel, force him to take action there. So just keep distracting him in Israel. What's our ranking against Cardlinger? Oh, it's actually 3-1 in our favour. He's going for the coup. Where's he cooing? Ooh, okay, so he just knocks us out. And then I guess we can, I don't know, take Israel or break Algeria. Let's break Algeria. And then we can get rid of Voice of America with, you know, the fact that we're on the moon now. What's he got here then? Decal, so he wants to get rid of that. I wonder how long he's been holding that for. I was shitting myself that he had Europe scoring. Yeah, so let's get rid of the Voice of America. Please. Right, is there anything here we can use to attack Europe? Apart from Pershing, but they're all overprotected, so unless we just keep making dashes for. He's got Europe anyways, I can tell. What could we get with salt? There's no brush war, so we can't do that. It's the reformer, but it's not overly useful. And things he knows we have it as well, which is a bit pointless. Come on, let's see it. Oof, Jesus. Right, so I think just smashing up West Germany is probably the best best option here. So we'll get rid of, and then West Germany. So yeah, just complete ops war, you know. The Iron Lady. So we'll take that back. So we'll go back in again. Oh, of course he's got that. Why would he not have that? It's ridiculous. I've not had. There's nothing I can use to attack Europe. I've had ops disadvantage the entire game. It's utterly ridiculous. And that gives him fucking domination as well. Come on, there's got to be some problem cards that you've got somewhere. You can't just constantly have things that just bring you odes of bundles of joy. Come on. Where's Lone Gunman? Where's anything that could potentially cause you any issues? Right, let's forget Europe then, because it's obviously beyond. The only hope we've got is that he plays Brush War at some point, and then we grab that with Salt and use it on Italy, you know. Oh, I don't believe it! Nice. Guess the only hope we have is we play Salt, get. I mean, could it actually cause any damage? Could in Poland. It's a bit late though, isn't it? Fucking game. Oh. Fuck it. Desperate times call for desperate measures. Is there anything I'm missing here? I just hope and pray that he has to play something here. I don't know, or that. I think all the scoring cards have gone, haven't they? So I can't see what he would possibly have to play. But and he's got China, so yeah, shit game to be honest. Really wasn't in our favour for any part, you know, just dice just constantly biting us in the back. But yeah, there we go. Yeah, GG, if you can call it that. No, that's ridiculous. Not having that, but yeah, he played it very well. Double purge. I mean, no Warsaw Pacts, no Reformer. You know, just everything that could go wrong did go wrong. But you know, so frustrated. yeah, nothing to say about it really. It's just another one of those. Oh, I don't know. That's really annoyed me. So I was doing quite well up until now, but no, there's just there's no Warsaw Pact, no reformer, just nothing to help us in Europe whatsoever. And when you see that like East European Chernobyl double come out, then you just know you're stuffed in Europe. But no, it's like the thing is, looking at the board as it is, bar Europe, there's a chance because we're currently even in points. I mean, if we just got rid of it, but it would have been 10 in Central America, 15 Africa's in his favour. Middle, there's a chance we could have won that, but it's just the fucking Europe that turned it. But never mind. I'll get over it. Yeah, just constant ones on African. It was. I think it's like the third attempt on Angola before we actually managed to take it. But that's just the way it goes sometimes. It can be a very cruel game, a very frustrating game. Yeah, that's what I mean. No war games. Yeah, but it's like Warsaw Pact, I mean, if Brush War had been played, then we could have like salted it and then had a 50-50 shot on Italy, But no, it just wasn't meant to be. But that's the game sometimes. But he's had me on my toes the whole game, so. Yeah. Anyway, thank you very much to Cardlinger for a very, very tense game, which I think has increased my blood pressure ever so slightly, and I might need to go and buy a new computer screen. But no, in all fairness, it's he played very well. I mean, as he says in the chat there, it just wasn't my day, dice and card wise. I mean, usually in that scenario when the US advances into Eastern Europe before Warsaw Pact, there's usually some way of at least fighting back, but we had no opportunity, no war cards, no, like I've said a couple of times now, no wars or anything like that, so we'll just have to accept what it is, take it on the chin. So we've got a win and a loss behind us now, but we're still very much in it. So I will upload this and I will see you next time. Thank you for watching and goodbye.